Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Evolve lesson. So for this week, I wanted to talk about the best steps for dealing with angry customers. This might come into play. Say one of the bags breaks, for instance, or for some reason gets torn open and there's some leakage. Or you didn't service. All of the complexes because of weather. Came up, and the property manager is just trying to figure out why, because they're receiving issues and complaints from uh, people that live on the property, and you just want to make sure that smooth everything over. So let's just go over some of the best steps for dealing with with angry customers. So why you need steps for dealing with angry customers, because at some point this will happen, whether it's, like I said, caused by you servicing, or the sales associate when they speak with them, or even if they, a maintenance guy runs into a service valet, whatever it might be. There might be an issue where the service they think is might maybe not up to par, and you kind of have to smooth things over. So you will encounter an angry customer at some point. It's going to happen, right? Not everything is always as great as it can be, and it's just how you weather the storm is how you can grow as a business and a business owner. And also, you need to know how to diffuse and resolve the situation. It's like anything, even starting this business. You've kind of reached out there and they're doing things that you're not normally doing. So, there's always that little bit of fear, and there's just a little bit of fear of, oh goodness, they're angry with me. But understanding how to level with them and diffuse the situation can really go a long way in actually building your relationship with that property manager, or maintenance staff, or whoever that might be. So generally, there's 7 steps for finding an effective solution. So the first one: remain calm no matter what. You try to keep control of yourself, right? It doesn't, if they get a little angry with you or bring up some issues with you, don't fall into the trap of getting angry at the situation as well, because two people fighting, like anything, is not going to really effectively move in the direction that you need to, and then it looks just negatively on you, especially if they report back to the owner, or the regional vice president, or whoever it might be. So really, remain calm. So keep control of yourself, and remember that being hostile will escalate the situation. Just like I said, it just, when two people start yelling, it just can continue to grow until maybe actions or things are said that wouldn't be great for the workplace. Number two: don't take it personally. So don't take it personally. So the customer is angry about the product or service that you're providing, not you as a person. It's not you did this specifically. It's the service lacked in this area, or like I said, a bag ripped. What are you going to do about the stain? We've seen 2 stains now, or 2 leaks around the property. What are you doing to combat this? And so it's really not necessarily directed at you personally. It's the business and the service that you're providing. You just have to figure out the best ways around the issue. And that brings us to number 3: to listen. So let the customer vent. I'm not necessarily saying the customer is always right here, because there could be issues on their end. Like, hey, the dumpsters are full. Why aren't you guys, moving the trash around? Well, you need to add an extra service, and you have to, an extra service per week, to because there's so much trash, and you just have to find ways to, not necessarily saddle all the blame, but especially if there is some blame on their end, listening first, and then trying to kind of, get them to understand your point of view as well. So let them vent, because right away after they get that first, you know, issue out of the way, you can usually kind of go from there and figure out what the best route to fix it is. Then you kind of repeat back to them. You summarize what they said, because that lets them know that you heard them. Ask questions to get more information on how to fix the problem. uh, okay, I see that this is a large issue with you. I have a couple of suggestions I can make, but is there something specific that you're looking for, to rectify the situation? Oh, a power washing of, the area. Okay, great. Oh, um, you want, our valets to kind of distribute the trash a little further into the dumpster, or, something along those lines. It's just you have to figure out what they're looking for, and then use body language to let the customer know that you are fully engaged, right? So don't be slouching, don't be slumped to the side, kind of half looking at them, face them straight on, look forward to them, make eye contact. All those things that really show that you're engaged in the conversation and understand that they have an issue and you're there to solve it and help them, move past it. So, number four, actively sympathize. So show the customer that you understand and care about their concerns, right? It's that whole walk a mile in someone else's shoes. If you were in their position, would you be just as angry? Is this an issue that might be more ongoing? How do you fix it? How do you fix it from there? Show respect for their wishes. Like I said, it's really listening and then kind of projecting back on what the most effective solution can be going forward. Number five, apologize. So apologize for the issue. I apologize, or I'm sorry that there is some leaks in the hallway. I'll get with the valet and see what we can do to better rectify the situation. Like I said, whether the complaint is valid or not, right? Because sometimes, also too, you got to take into effect. Some people are having better days than other days, right? And so one small thing could be the straw that broke the camel's back, and it just is pushed on to you. So the main goal up front is to keep the customer, since you've got majority of the time, a long-term contract, this won't be as much of an issue, but it's just going forward, right? So the more, strikes against your record, the more issues that they're seeing on a property, they'll definitely remember next time when the contract negotiation comes up and whether or not you're an effective service to have them around. Number six, find a solution. So this kind of goes back a little bit to a couple of the others of ask the customer what he or she thinks should be done. I have a couple ideas of what I can do, and I can get with my valet on what we think we could best do to help rectify the situation. But do you have a specific idea that you would like, or portion of the service that you would like implemented to see you know this to be effectively you know stopped? The solution. So use their answer while coming up with a way to fix the problem. Be fair but realistic, right? If they come back and say, "Well, I want you, we've had a couple leaks in the hallway. I want you to power wash once a month." Okay, that could be costly at times, especially depending on the sizing of the complex. So this is what we can do. Let me look at it. We will, you know, um, review all the leaks, and why don't we start more as something where we do a power washing every 6 months or every quarter, depending on how if there's additional leaks or how dirty it gets. Because then that way right away, now it's not every month, you're not having to spend the additional money to bring in a subcontractor for that, unless you're going to do it yourself. But then up front, you're being fair and realistic, saying like, hey, we can accommodate you, but to a certain degree, let's work together on this. And then seven, take a moment to cool off. No matter what, anytime someone is being attacked, or right away you come into a situation where it's you're not doing this, your valet is not doing this, the company is not doing this, it should be doing this. No matter what, even like we were saying earlier, like don't take it personally. It's still going to come off a little bit like that, because no, a lot of people don't like being attacked or talked to in that abrupt kind of manner, right? So, avoid being frustrated with others as a result of your deal. So, even if you're getting a response back that it's your valet, um, it's leaks, they're on property too long, too many times, whatever it might be in that case, understand the situation. But to be an effective leader and manager and owner of a business, it's not just yelling and firing and, I'm going to put this on your record going forward. It's once again, walking a mile in the shoes. Hey, I've been there before. I totally understand. How can we do this to make it better, or to have you grow as, a valet? They're saying there's a lot of leaks coming on. Are you dragging the bag a lot? Is there a hole in the bag? Do we need to get you an updated equipment? What can we do to help that issue? Would it be best if you had a small cart that you used instead going around? So these are just ways that you can kind of try to de-escalate internally, um, but not take it out on necessarily on your staff, because if you start to turn the staff on you a little bit, then they're not going to want to perform their job as well, and then you're going to have to go through a hiring and firing process, potentially, to find another person that fits that area. So those are pretty much the seven main steps for finding an effective solution. How you can get there. Benefits of dealing with angry customers, right? A lot of times you're like, I just don't want to deal with an angry customer. Like I said, it will happen, and you actually can grow from this, right? So the multiple ways to benefit from problem solving with the customer and dealing with an angry customer, you have improved customer communication, right? It's almost like any time that you fight with someone, a friend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whoever it might be, usually right after that, there's a lot of improved communication and back and forth and understanding that you're both working on the problem, right? um, Makes customers feel as important and valued. So once again, they're feeling listened to and that you're going to be more direct with them on what you can and can do going forward. Identify problematic areas within the company. So it allows you to understand in your company what areas you're lacking in and how you can better create and fix support systems around that, and can help improve policies and procedures. This kind of falls back to internally within your company. Are you missing any gaps? Especially if you're starting just with you or you and a partner and you're growing, you're trying to bring on a valet and a salesperson. As things grow, you are going to realize there's gaps within your company that you're going to need to take care of. So, final takeaways from this: um, procedures for dealing with angry customers will be needed. Unfortunately, like I said, it will happen at some point. You can try to prepare yourself a little bit with role playing or putting a couple notes down. But overall, at some point, it will happen, and you just need to kind of accept what's going on and properly deal with the situation and move forward there. Uh, Remember to remain calm, listen, and apologize. Find a reasonable solution. I'm not going to power wash every month, but we'll look at doing quarterly or every 6 months, depending on how dirty the property gets from, from our valleys and maybe leaks. Solving a problem for a customer can turn into a positive learning experience, right? Like I said, you can find holes within your own company that you can then work on and fix, and then you can also gain the information and knowledge to go forward. So if any other issues kind of come up, you're already there with a reasonable response, to that customer. So those that's pretty much everything for finding an effective way to deal with an angry customer. So I really appreciate you coming along with me on this journey for Evolve today. Have a great one. Bye.